Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Rabbi awzini an ashkura ni'mataka allati an'amta alayya wa ala walidayya wa an a'mala salihan tardahu وادخلني برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome friends, inshallah we will continue with our discussion on the 22nd word, second station, page 316 in the book. We were discussing last time about the lights of belief, as I recall, about the definitions, going through some of the definitions of the Quran from its all aspects. We went over on the top, behind, the support that the revelation has, and of course the meaning behind it, what the verses consist of. And we were discussing more on the lights of belief. So we can continue a little bit more from last time, I recall a little bit. So whatever I'm getting in terms of the qualities from, let's say I ate a fruit, and then I have to be clear that the fruit and the qualities are not coming from the fruit. But whoever gave existence to the fruit, whoever gave the qualities, is the one actually treating me. And the fruit is just a means, is a vehicle or a platform where the qualities are manifested. So the fruit has no quality to itself, belonging to itself. So in our day-to-day life, the events we go through, we think because of cause and effect, something happened, as a result of which I got this or I'm getting this. But we have to be mindful that the whole organization of this universe, my life, must have been arranged by an absolute being. The events, we don't know what happens today, what happens tomorrow. So that's part of the message of the lights of belief the Quran highlights a lot, keeps mentioning the belief in the unseen or a ghaib. So it keeps hammering on that aspect, that why don't you come to your senses, reflect on the meaning of these verses. And then there was, I recall, a set of verses we said, if we treat someone with good things, they're very happy, but then if we take away from something, they become unhappy. And then this is the kind of life we kind of live in, but we don't know that everything that is given to us, even the things we are not happy with, is also a blessing, a gift for us to realize who the source of existence is. All right, so we will continue. If anybody has any topic in terms of lights of belief that we should talk about more, then definitely we can discuss that further. Or we can always come back as well. And the Quran's fruits, with all certainty, the purified and veracious scholars and saints So the Quran results in whoever benefits from the Quran, yes, it's like eating a fruit. So the fruits of something sweet, with all certainty, the purified and veracious scholars and saints. So they benefit from the Quran and then they share that, whatever they benefit from the Quran. Who are adorned with all the human perfections and attainments. So human perfections and attainments is once we start benefiting from the lives of belief from the Quran, and then we can share that with other people as well, whatever we benefited from. If you fasten your ear, if you fasten your ear to the breast of that tongue of the unseen, very poetic language. If you fasten your ear to the breast of that tongue of the unseen, so listen carefully to the one who is speaking through this universe to me, or through even my being. He's speaking to me constantly, whoever is my owner, my maker. So the tongue of the unseen. I mean, it's not physically speaking as we hear from each other as human beings, or as the birds chirp or the animals make noise, but in the way the things are, the way everything is interacting with me, is a speech of, can be seen as the speech of the unseen, the one who is behind the scenes, behind the veil of the universe, is constantly communicating if we pay attention to him. So if you fasten your ear to the breast of that tongue of the unseen, so listen carefully, fasten it, that don't lose that connection. You will hear from afar a most familiar and convincing, an infinitely serious and elevated heavenly voice, equipped with proof which repeats, there is no God but God. It states this so certainly, it is at the degree of absolute certainty, and illuminates you with a knowledge of certainty resembling vision of certainty. Illuminates me or you. So this is the important message. La ilaha illahu or illallah. There is no God but God. So the fundamental message, I guess, of the Quran can be summarized in this as well. La ilaha illallah. So it's interesting. So he says, you fasten your ear to the breast of the tongue of the unseen. Tongue of the unseen, fasten your ear. That's when one hears. So one pays attention, is focused, is listening to the message, relating it to myself rather than historical events or other people's stories. But it has to touch me, it has to speak to me. That's when I can benefit from the message. There is no God but God. So in general, any comment on the whole paragraph or anything somebody would like to speak to? We did discuss reasoning, confirmation, questioning, of course, having an unbiased reasoning, sound heart, and listening, paying attention to the message, then definitely things will come clearly to us. Brother Ali, please go ahead.
I would like to share fundamentally 2 points that attracted my attention in this text. One is we started with the fruits of the Quran. If it is, of course, an analogy, it's obvious. So the Quran is a tree and the fruit. What am I going to do with the tree? I'm not going to eat the trunk or branches, but it's no good for me. But the branch, the root, the trunk, and the branches, leaves, when it flowers, all of them are serving to the result, which is the fruit. So if the Quran is likened to a tree, I am interested in the fruit. I'm not interested in the tongue. It is only good to burn. And that's it. You burn once and finish. But fruit keeps repeating, refreshing themselves throughout the years and years and years. So what kind of fruits I benefit from it? Of course, those people who study the Quran seriously, they attain to a conclusion, which is human perfections and attainments. So looking at those people who are benefiting from the Quran, their fruit is, they are eating is human perfections and human attainments. What does it mean? Human perfection, really fulfilling my human needs. Attainment is the explanation of it. If you fulfill your human needs, if something fulfills your human needs, satisfies you perfectly, then you are living as a perfect human now. Otherwise, you will be missing always something. This is not complete. This is not complete. If I have this, I will be more satisfied. If I had this only, I will be more satisfied. Running after like a rabbit, which is attached to its carrot attached to its body, but it runs, carrot runs with it, and you cannot catch it. You are hoping. At the end, you find yourself in the grave. It is not human perfection. It is just temporary. Anyways, but the text says you reach human perfection, you attain human perfection with the light of the Quran. That is one point that I wanted to share with you. This is important. Human perfection is important. Not the perfection of technology, not the perfection of the decoration of my house or my life, living standards. These living standards are material, maybe good for my ego, maybe good for my bodily comfort. But of course, as Feriha asks, what is human perfection? In the following paragraph, of course, in a train of now the second question, the second, all right, several comments are coming on top of each other. Now, what is this human perfection, which I am, inshallah, intending to go into? We all want to be good people. No, human perfection, we all want to be fully satisfied human people, and this is human perfection. Good people is According to what? According to what? Spreading smiles, ostentatious, hypocritic smiles to the people is good perfection or what? Or doing something good and being proud of it, this is arguable. But again, we will say what is perfection, and it will be explained there. Yes, and ameliorate ourselves. Yeah, make it perfect, or as much as possible, or correct our mistakes, or all of them. Okay. Now, if you listen, if you fasten your ear to the breast of the tongue of us, and it means when you really see what the universe is saying, what the human body and human feelings are saying, speaking to you, they all speak to you, whisper to you about the news from the unseen. What do you mean by unseen? I don't see it. That is what it is. No, not the same nature of matter, but what the matter carries. For example, when you look at a beautiful piece of art, you don't look at that, say, a statue there, there's sculpture out there. I'm looking at it for what? It is made of, let's say, iron, bronze, or something, bronze. Okay, am I looking at the bronze or the art on it? Of course, the art itself, physically unseen. But what I get the message from the shape of the marble or bronze is the unseen, the way it is made. So I don't see who is making it, but it is obvious somebody has made it consciously, and there is an art there. You cannot show it, the art, but definitely if you really pay attention with your human qualities, not material qualities, questioning, investigating qualities, you will see there is art here, therefore it is bringing the news from the artist to me. Is the artist there? No, but I am sure there must be an artist who manifests his quality of art or her quality of art on it. So you will see it. You will see the tongue of, you will hear the artist is speaking to you through maybe the artist or I don't know how to pronounce it, Michelin or something. His marble works are really, nearly unbelievably beautiful art. He died, I don't know how many years ago, how many hundreds of years ago, but I am still admiring his quality. Again, the invisible art quality makes us realize the artist. Now, let me work on this sentence, which is visible art. Art is visible, but art quality, but visible to human sight, not physically, but I am looking at it. I am admiring. Everybody's running, going to Rome in order to see arts. And I would like to go and see that. How a human being can be the best imitator of Allah's art, human capacity. I think we can see it in that this guy's art pieces. This is unbelievable, beautiful, but imitation of Allah's art. Still doesn't matter, but human capacity, how much we can really, if you like, imitate Allah's work. So imitate doesn't mean as a creator, but copy copy it and use our human qualities and try to do the same thing, only in the outward form, not a human being, but outward appearance, shape of it, form of it only. And everybody goes there and spends thousands of dollars just to see this. Of course, in front of me, I can see a bird. I don't pay any penny for it. Then I don't really admire and take picture of the bird if it is not something unusual for me. Otherwise, I don't really care. But imitation, I pay a lot. Why? It is a human work. But the other is ghaibun, the work of ghaib. The one, artist. Artist dies. What we say, I love the artist of this art. Now, are you loving the rotten body or the quality of art? That is what ghaib is, represented in the created world. You are loving the art quality of a man who died 500 years ago, or not that much, maybe 300 years ago. I don't know exactly. It doesn't matter. That is why I love it, although this man is gone from the world. Yeah, now, what this artist is telling me through his art, there is no God but God. Of course, the Farihai's question is right. What is human perfection? Human perfection, the Quran says, can be attained only through there is no God but God. Now, I'm sure all those people who read this author's books are very familiar that there is no God but God, la ilaha illallah, means I should not direct my human feelings in order to reach the attainment of perfection to the matter itself, or go back to the art, marble itself. But the one who manifested his quality of art on the marble. Of course, to say human being, he has to use the already existing art, marble, but in the universe, we see that everything says, I am not the source of my own existence. I am not the source of the source of the existence of the art manifested in me. Unmeasurably distanced quality of art of Michel. How do you pronounce this guy's name? Michelon, or I don't know.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, whatever it is. Thank you for helping me. So this guy, and this guy needs the marble. I lost the train of thought. So if I direct my attainment, or the need for attainment of perfection to this guy died. The marble doesn't say anything, but through the art on the marble refers to me, to the artist, and the artist is in this way unseen. It means the one who created this world and created me, I have to direct my desire, reaching the human perfection, attaining the human perfection, to the one who created me and the universe and everything, including my desire for perfection. So when I understood this, who is this God now? It is not the artist that we are talking about, which it is difficult for me to pronounce his name. So, but pronunciation is the problem. Michelangelo, or what? Nikali yan kala. Okay, Gilo.
No, I'm making a joke. I said his name is like Mikhail. So, but English.
What? Thank you very much. Whatever it is. So I say only the creator of the whole universe can satisfy me. Why? Because I want permanent satisfaction. Everything is transient in this world. So that you can attach your existence to him and try to understand the meaning of your existence, meaning of the things happening here as his direct revelation of his reality, introducing himself continuously to me, and saying that here I am creating everything for you anew at every moment, at every day. Let's make it simple. Every day, every new day, you wake up to a new creation. My creation. I am introducing myself. Am I not enough for you? So human feelings say, my source of satisfaction can only be realized by the one who created the universe. That means you're at the perfection now. You are a perfect human being. Why? Fully satisfied within yourself with this realization. Or if someone doesn't find this creator of the universe and doesn't direct his need for perfection, perfect satisfaction, he cannot be a fully human being. Why? He cannot be a perfect human being. Why? Suffering from the fear of non-existence. Have no hope. That is why human perfection can only be obtained through belief and understand that our source of existence is the one who created the whole universe. And this is the only source that I belong to. And I know what he gave me my existence, and he knows what I need. He knows what he created in me as a desire for perfection. And I can only receive through his generosity if only I am taken out of this temporary world. Within the temporary world, I cannot directly communicate with him. But if I am taken out of this closed circle of universe and given another existence by the same creator, so that I can directly communicate with him and also receive his blessings, great generosity to me as he created me in need of this perfection. So while I am in this world, only reaching this conclusion through the help of the revelation, I can be satisfied. Otherwise, no way for a person to be satisfied at all. So Feriha wrote something, and of course, moderator will read it, so that it says the knowledge of certainty resembling vision of certainty. What is this? Knowledge of certainty resembling vision of certainty. So vision of certainty is the criteria. Knowledge of certainty is the starting point. knowing that there must be a creator, seeing that the universe is receiving this news to me. For example, when I see the art, I admire the artistic quality. So I am absolutely sure this guy, the artist, definitely sure, although I have never seen him, he died 300 years ago, whatever. But I am sure this person's quality of art was really almost the peak point of human art, imitation of the artists of this universe, peak point, but only in the outward form, of course. So that is what I understood from certainty, and this certainty in perfection can only be obtained through belief in God, which is introduced to art with no pollution, no defect in the Quran. There is no God, finish, period, but God, only the Creator. So don't have any hope from anything, full satisfaction from anything in this world. Thank you.
Thank you. So knowledge, for example, there is no God but God. That's like a phrase. That's kind of information. So we have to make it certain, at the degree of absolute certainty. So whenever I see a fruit or the art, as the example of the artist, whatever the statue or whatever the work of art that the artist crafted, I can see that it's not the thing itself or nothing of the universe is there that is responsible for the art, but the actual artist of the universe, who is the source behind it. So from knowledge, it satisfies my feelings. It goes from the information to logical conclusion to my feelings being satisfied. The process. I'm asking any friends.
Very, very briefly, when I look at the art, I can, it becomes this knowledge of certainty becomes like vision of certainty. What does it mean? I am seeing this guy is doing it, as if. Why? Because the art on the marble piece of stone cannot happen by itself. So you are sure that when you see the beauty of art there, this guy is doing it. I'm seeing it. Now, do you see God? Yes. Because when I look at the art manifested in the universe, the qualities manifested in the universe, we have to have this knowledge of certainty, knowledge of unseen for certain. I know the unseen for certain. As if I am seeing God, as the Quran uses this expression, very interesting. بِأَيْدِينَا. أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّا خَلَقْنَا لَهُمْ أَنَّا خَلَقْنَا لَهُمْ أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّا خَلَقْنَا لَهُمْ مِمَّا عَمِلَتْ أَيْدِينَا. With our hand. Don't they see that what we have created for them with our hand is doing, as if God is now doing the universe? Why? Because I am seeing that. So, as I think Suhail loves this, believing in God as if I am seeing it. Imam Ali's word. Even I see it, doesn't matter. my belief in God would not increase. Why? I am seeing it. Allah's hand is working in the universe, or the Creator's hand is working in the universe. It means this universe can only be the absolute being's work of art. There's no other way. I don't have to see the artist. Do you want to see the artist really working on the marble with his sizzle, or whatever they call it, this hammer and sizzle? No, you don't need to see it. In the art, it says, I am done by his hand. And the universe is speaking in this way to us. But one condition, we need the Quranic explanation of it. Why? As long as I say, to believe in God is not important, really not important. Yes, it is necessary for the first step, but not important in and of itself to believe in God. There is a God who made the creator. None of my business. That is his work, one of my business. No. What makes precious is to go through, there is no God. That is the subject of next Tuesday. Inshallah, we will work on it. Next Tuesday at 6 p.m. There is no God is important. As though, if you see that, no. Marble is happening by itself and turning into, as a result of accident, into a piece of art that I admire. Or how is it called? Sizzle? Hammer and sizzle in the hand of the
Chisel.
Sorry? Say it again.
Chisel.
Chisel, not sizzle. Chisel, yeah. But chisel happened to be there. Cause is the chisel, because I see the chisel. But you don't see the quality of art in the artist. This is stupid, these materialist people. Look, chisel is doing it. Yeah, chisel is doing it, but chisel cannot do it itself. There is a hand holding the chisel, and the quality of the artist is working on it, manifesting on the mark. The chisel is nothing. Chisel is a tool in his hand. That's it. It cannot be the source of existence of the art. So this materialist people say, causes are doing it. Ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ali. So there was a comment earlier on the human perfection. While we are looking to attain eternal satisfaction, I can only obtain human perfection through connecting my existence to the artist, capital A, artist, or to the source of existence, to the owner, to the Lord of the universe. So connecting my existence to that absolute being, then I obtain. So the point, yes, so the Brother Ali was making the point about belief in God is one step, not enough. So we have to continue building on that step to connect ourselves and realize what kind of God is he, what kind of artist is he, and being convinced that it is actually him, seeing him in terms of that it is his work. It cannot belong to the chisel or the hammer or the stone or even the one who is operating it. Is just employed to display the art.
So I agreed with one of the comments that Brother Ali shared about it's easy to believe in God. I agree with that. However, realizing that there's no God but God, that's, at least to me, seems to be like a big deal. There's no God but God. And yeah, I think realizing that is is super powerful to one's spiritual being, which is La ilaha illallah, right? La ilaha illallah. So that's good news.
That is the fruit of the Quran. Everything in the Quran must be analyzed based on this principle. Everything. La ilaha illallah. Even I was, not even I would say, it is the reality. Fiqh matters must be based on La ilaha illallah. Unfortunately, it is not the fashion among wisdom scholars, fiqh scholars. But without basing any fiqh rules on La ilaha illallah, this rule becomes only rational conclusion. It means rational conclusion means has no backing, support from revelation. So comparing, for example, law of inheritance in Islam, in the Quran, law of inheritance in civil, secular society. Which one is better? Stupid comparison. One of them is based on materialist values, which the property itself is valuable. The other one is based on the divine quality, which owns the property and deals out as he wants. But materialist people will be satisfied with materialist law of inheritance because it is consistent in materialist worldview. But if I have a materialist worldview, say that I have inherited one house from my father, materialist worldview. But as the Quran says, وَلِلَّهِ مِيرَاثُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The samawat and earth, everything, inherited by God ultimately. This is his owner. You cannot have it permanently at all. Temporarily, I'm letting you use it as a tenant. Somebody rents a house, something like that. And I can give it to anyone. This is my property. And of course, if you have this understanding and live by it, then the law of inheritance in Islam makes sense. For a materialist mind, law of inheritance in Islam doesn't make sense. Of course, doesn't make sense because it is not in the right location. Now, all these principles of other laws of marriage, laws of divorce, laws of what is that? Our how is it called? Rituals. All why our ritualistic actions must be based on there is no God but God. I am standing because there is no but God, which means I cannot stand anything else but the one who gave me existence. I bow down, I prostrate, I am expressing my conclusion that only you created me, otherwise I wouldn't exist, while I am prostrating. So don't think of God, think of yourself. This is very important. We think that we are in the presence of God. No, we are expressing who we are to the presence of God. Just I am concentrating on what I am doing, not concentrating on who I am speaking. No, concentrating on what I am doing.
I was wondering why. I mean, I don't understand why living with just the awareness of there's no God but God. Why isn't that enough for my being here?
Why don't you live saying that God nourishes me and don't eat it? So when there is a food and you are hungry, what do? Allah is the nourisher, not the food. That is how we are created. Practice it in terms of our reality of existence. Here, I have to speak. I have to use my tongue to speak, to say it. I have to prostrate in order to express my real position in the universe, that I cannot exist. I cannot have anything. I cannot claim anything. Only the owner of the universe, I am acknowledging and presenting my existence to him, physically do it, because we cannot ideally live here. For example, if you ask somebody, say, do a favor for me, it says, okay, I'm doing it. So you are a nice person, okay. But you say, just help me to lift this heavy load. Oh, no, I really respect your demand, and I respect you. I am appreciating your asking me, and it is my heart. It is my heart. I feel it. I feel your failure in lifting it up. Yeah, I know. But come and do it, man. Come and do it. This is the word. But in paradise, yes, you are right. That is why we are looking for a creation where only I feel will be enough for satisfaction. Here I have to go and eat. And through eating, I will train La ilaha illallah in my act of eating, in my act of praying, practicing what God asks me. Do this, don't do that. For example, I know wine is prohibited. I'm giving a very innocent example. You can extend it to everything. Prohibition. So I know wine is prohibited. I am drinking. I know it is prohibited, man. But I physically should not drink it. Acknowledging that the owner of the wine says, don't drink it. Acknowledging, declaring physically that the owner of wine says, don't drink it. Use everything I created for you, but not wine. Example. So physically practice is our reality. If I say only I exist spiritually, but not bodily, that is the desire for, but not bodily in the hereafter. Whatever my spirit desires, whatever I conclude and confirm, will be realized in the hereafter without attempting to this worldly means, because we are trained here in material world. But in the next creation, we wouldn't need to be created, trained, educated, because in the next creation, we will, if you like, reap our conclusions here, our practices here. So it is not enough at all, because it contradicts our reality in this world.
Thank you for this dialogue. Any other comments?
Yes, thank you. So the practical side of things is when I apply La ilaha illallah, there's no God but God. And you gave the example, the innocent example you were saying about recognizing that the source of existence of the wine, for example, through this, you know what I'm wondering about? Should we not question why a certain object was chosen for this? For example, why was it wine, a certain object, not maybe, I don't know, let's say cranberry juice, right? Because we can take any object, I can take anything, let's say cranberry juice, and I say, oh, okay. So the source of existence of this cranberry juice is asking me to recognize that he's the owner and creator of everything. So that's how practically I would be living my belief.
I would say yes, from one point, he could have, the owner could have chosen cranberry juice. But owner is, we know from the universe that owner is wise one, absolutely wise one. Whatever he created in this world has wisdom. Investigate it, you will understand. Ask the scientists. Whatever is happening there for a purpose. They know, although they may say this is naturally, but the purpose is real, and we understand through La ilaha illallah, there is no God but God. Then there is no God in the universe. Nothing has freedom of choosing at all and doing anything. They are all subject to the will of the Creator to exist at least and to act also. So they everything belongs to Him. Then He may not accept that, but the reality, we know that yes, definitely, the owner of the universe is the one who created the whole universe, that being. So where he could have chosen it, but he is wise one, wise. All scientific researchers show that everything is created wisely, on a wisdom. Now we understand that if he's chosen something rather than the other, there must be wisdom in it. But I am not practicing it because of the wisdom. I am practicing it because of the way of acknowledging the ownership of wine or cranberry juice is the one who created the universe. So I am following his wisdom. He has chosen wine. Some people are crazy about why wine has been chosen. None of my business, in fact, but there must be a wisdom. I know, I see the people who drink or who are addicted to some intoxicants, any kind of intoxicants, drug addictions, how horrible they are, how horrible life they are living, how inhumane life they are living. I say, oh, there must be wisdom in it. But my act of not drinking alcohol is not that at all, because if I drink just a spoonful of wine, what happens? Do you think I became non-Muslim, non-human? No, nothing happens really. No, so I cannot extend wisdom as a reason for my not practicing, not drinking alcohol. Why? Because it's harmful. It is not enough. That is why the question, this kind of questions are driving from, because the regular fiqh books, rule books, present these rules without the base of La ilaha illallah. That is why we say, God said, for how many rakat is Salat Asr? Now, it is Salat Asr time now for me. So, 4 rakat. Why? Because the Prophet taught us it must be presented that. What am I going to do? You have to stand up, read Fatiha, rules. Why? Because I have to do rituals because I'm a Muslim and Islam requires to do that. No, this is completely baseless argument. Although literally it is correct, but there is no base on it. That is why we should not think of the rules only of their own sake. We have to think of the rules for the sake of the one who presented them to us in order to acknowledge his authority on my body, on my spirit, on the food, on the wine, on the cranberry juice. Who is the owner? Who is the owner? Acknowledgement. This is the means of acknowledgement. All the rituals and prohibitions and also what is this? Requirements, let's say. requirements. You have to do it, you have to do this one, that one as well. So because our minds are not trained to think of fiqh rules in religion, in Islam, based on La ilaha illallah. This is the problem. So I don't blame anybody who says, why shouldn't I do this? Why should I cover my body? It is hard. It is comfortable if I don't cover it. Yeah, you are correct. If it's comfortable, if you don't cover it. But your body belongs to whom? And what does he want? What does he want from you to treat with your body? How? And he regulates it and says, this is good for you. Yes, you see, the girls, the women, for example, or nowadays men as well, looks sexually so attractive. And the people are what? What? They are corrupt in their sexual life. Corrupt. Go and see in Manhattan, how many people are really married? What do they do? And which kind of healthy child bringing? No child in Manhattan. Why? Or nearby Manhattan, as far as I know. Why? In New York, if you take Pakistanis, Hispanic people, Bengalis away from it, Chinese, take them away from, take them out of New York, what remains? Childless people. Why? Because they thought sex is nothing to do with the Creator, my human desire. I get married on sexual desire. But Islam says you should get married on acknowledging of your Creator. So you can share your life only with the permission of your Creator within His guidance, rules, nikah. Now everybody is getting married, but this point is we should have nikah, not getting married. Nikah, which means act in the name of God. So this civilization is based on sexual desire or sexual drive. And of course, why should I take the responsibility of taking care of a baby? Why should I? And who cares what the others are doing? I get satisfaction for one night and forget about the rest. No commitment. Why? If you don't listen to your Creator, wisdom of Creator tells you you will have a horrible life without no satisfaction, only temporary animal satisfaction, not human satisfaction. You will enjoy it. Animal satisfaction. We may reduce marriage to animal satisfaction, and we will be in the same way. Even if we call that we got married. I'm not the boyfriend, girlfriend. No, I'm married. No. Do you have nikah? Mutually consent and commitment in the name of Allah, not in the name of the property you promised for me, in the name of the house you promised for me, all the furniture. Some people are crazy about furniture. But we have to have these fundamentals. Inshallah, this is the problem that we don't have La ilaha illallah on the base of fiqh rules. That is why we are not satisfied with the rules by itself, because we don't know where I locate them. This is a very major problem in the Muslim world. Christians don't have rules, don't bother. Jews, they have rules and they obey it, sincere Jews. But the atheist Jews don't care about religion at all. But I am a Jew, that's it by birth, finish. I care Israel, not God. Wassalamu alaikum.
Alhamdulillah, thank you. Very good examples that you gave us. Inshallah, we will try to implement these, act in the name of God. Because our perspective, oh yeah, you said the wisdom is from his perspective. Our perspective is to acknowledge who the source of existence is and act in that way. By that acknowledgement, live in accordingly. So quite a lot of practice is needed for that, inshallah. All right, so I guess we can stop here. I can't believe time is up at this time. We're going so well. So next time, I guess we'll start from in short, inshallah. We'll do that next time, in short. All right, thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana. Innaka anta al-alimul hakim. Wa akhru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati surat al-Fatiha.
I thank Fariha for the questions, because only through these questions that these theoretical learning turns into practical understanding and satisfaction for us. Otherwise, theoretically, La ilaha illallah, oh, I know, Islam is based on La ilaha illallah. How about prohibition of wine? Where is La ilaha illallah there? So some people drink, so even the medical doctors tell us that if you drink just a little bit red wine, whatever it means, I don't know if that's makeup story or real, whatever it is, every day, just a little bit, just a little bit. I don't know how much a little bit is, just, you know, one or two mouthful of it. That's it. A day, it is good for your heart, they say. Oh, you see, prohibition of wine has no wisdom in it. Why? It is good for you, and God says, don't do it, or God prohibits something good for me. That is why we have to talk about the subjects, practical subjects, not theory only, inshallah.
Inshallah, yes. And at the same time, you know, with these teachings, when we say, hey, it's an acknowledgement of the source of my existence, everything I'm doing is an acknowledgement. So like anything, eating food, whatever, right? Activities I'm engaging in. And so, I mean, it does come up also, right? This, like you were saying, the wine. Oh, I don't drink alcohol, but wine, yes, wine once in a while. And it makes me question as well, if, you know, we're doing it in acknowledgement of the source of existence. So like, I mean, inshallah, I need to think more on this, and I'll re-listen, try to make sense, but just wanted to bring this up because, you know, this, the society we live in, but at the same time, we're trying to make sense of our existence and people we're surrounded with, you know, trying to, you know, help each other out, inshallah. Yeah, thanks. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you, everyone.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.